Hi, my name is Mackenzie Folks. I work here at Community Mental Health, where we work with those who are suffering or struggling with anxiety and depression. So I see that your name is Brittany Rickerson. Do you prefer to go by Brittany or Miss Rickerson?
Brittany's fine.
Brittany? Okay, Brittany. Well, today we're going to go over some information about you. And what you can do in this process is just be as open and honest as you feel comfortable with. However, I am a mandated reporter. So it is my obligation to report if you give me any reason to suspect child abuse or neglect, vulnerable adult abuse or neglect, if you tell me you're going to harm yourself or someone else. Does that all make sense to you?
Yes.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
I do not.
All right, well, let's get started. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself and what brings you in today.
Okay, so my name is Brittany, and I am a junior/senior in college right now, and I just feel very stressed.
Stress? Can you elaborate a little more on the stress that you're having?
Yes, so I definitely overwork myself. I feel like I'm in a lot of different clubs, and I have 3 different jobs, and I'm also taking classes, 15 credits, I believe.
Wow.
So yeah, I definitely have a lot going on, and I'm just nervous for like next year because this will be my last year in undergraduate, and I'm applying for grad school and just my future, and I'm just feeling really uncertain about a lot of things.
Okay, so it sounds like you have a lot going on, and I did hear you mention some stuff about some clubs that you're in. Can you elaborate a little more on the clubs that you're in?
So on Mondays, I'm a part of the National Society of Collegiate Scholars, and we meet every other Monday from 6 to 7 in Flight. Tuesdays, I'm in the Phi Alpha Honor Society, and we meet from 11 to 12 on Tuesdays. Then Tuesday night, every other week at 8, I meet with the Student Alumni Gold Club. And then Thursdays, I'm in the Social Work Association from 11 to 12. And then Thursday nights from 6 to 7, I'm in the Special Olympics College Club. So
wow, that is a lot that you've taken on.
I have.
All good things, though.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me a little bit more about, do you work at all?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 3 different jobs. So I work in Miller Hall on campus. We have a 24-hour desk. So I work the desk. So it's a lot of crazy shifts. Like this morning, technically last night, I worked 2:30 to 5:30 a.m. So I took a nap beforehand, then went to work, and then went back to bed, and then woke up for the day. And then I work tomorrow 12:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. and then Sunday I work 5:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. So it's a lot of crazy shifts because the desk has to be open all the time. So I feel like I'm not getting a lot of sleep with that. But then I also work in the honors office on campus, and I send out prospective students to fairs information about the honors program and if they qualify. And then I also work with a professor on campus as well. So
wow, sounds like a lot, especially that sleeping schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Not having a regular routine can sometimes be tough.
Yeah, definitely. So at the hall, it's like you work every other weekend. You could pick A weekends or B weekends. And on B weekends, which is this upcoming weekend, I work 2:30 to 5:30 a.m. both Friday and Saturday. And then I picked up a shift before that, so I start 12:30 to 5:30 this Saturday. And then I work 5:30 to 9:30 Sunday. So then the week after, the next weekend, A weekends, I work 12:30 to 5:30 just on Friday. So I have Saturday and Sunday to myself. So that's nice. That is every other weekend. But yeah, it's a really irregular sleep schedule.
Wow, that sounds hard. So I did hear you say that you do have some downtime.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of self-care do you do in your downtime?
I like to go to the gym a lot. I like to watch my little show. It's an hour long, and then I do the stairs or the elliptical or treadmill. And then I do depending on the day, I'll either go do abs or I'll go do yoga or I switch it up a lot. So I definitely like going to the gym. A lot of times if I'm feeling stressed out, if I have a lot of homework, I'll go to the gym and feel relaxed for a little bit. And then I'm oh, I still have so much homework to do type of thing. But yeah, I try to go to the gym at least once every day.
Oh,
Sometimes.
once every day?
Yeah, sometimes I'll go twice, like one time in the morning and one time at night, just to kind of
Just on the weekends, or?
During the week, I try to. Mondays and Tuesdays are my really long days, so I don't get to go to the gym those days. So that's why I kind of make up. Like sometimes I'll go 2 times a day during the rest of the week. But yeah, on the weekends, I try to spend a lot of time there.
That's a good outlet. It's a healthy outlet.
Definitely.
Now, you did mention something about grad school.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about grad school?
Yeah. So right now I'm in the undergraduate program at Ferris, and so for our senior year, we're supposed to do an internship that's fall semester and spring semester. And instead of doing that, I'm going to do block over the summer. So like this upcoming summer, I would just do both semesters in the summer session. And then I want to hopefully get into grad school next fall. So fall 2019, and then I would love to get in the advanced standing program Ferris offers. Yeah. So then I would finish basically by the time that everyone else in my grade finishes their bachelor's. Like I would be done with my master's one semester after that.
Oh, so that would be nice.
Yeah, so that would be, I think that would put me ahead too of a lot of people, like for job applications, because I would already have my master's and all of that. So, but I haven't applied yet. So I'm nervous.
You haven't applied? When's the deadline? Do you know?
So for Ferris, it's if you want early, like you want to know early, I guess it's December 1st. You find out December 15th-ish, but then like if you just want the regular date, it's not due until March. But I definitely would want to find out sooner rather than later.
Right.
So, yeah, December 1st is when it's due.
Okay, you still got some time. So no stress there. So you did mention Ferris. Do you want to go to grad school at Ferris then, or do you have any other places in mind? Or
well, I do live out of state, so at first I was thinking about moving back home and doing grad school there. But I'm already here at Ferris. Like I've already made connections, and there's a possible job opportunity for me for next year, which is a community advisor. So on campus we have like an East Campus apartment and then a West Campus apartment, and the West Campus is more like individual apartments, like there's 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, and East Campus is just like one big building with a bunch of bedrooms in it. Okay. So it's kind of like a residence hall 2.0 over there. But if I got that job, I would get free room and board, which would help save.
Really nice.
Yeah, it would save a lot of money, especially with grad school, and I would be guaranteed. They have a desk. It's only open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., but I would still be guaranteed some hours over there, which would be good. I'll definitely need a job.
Right.
But the nice thing is, so there's community advisors and then residence advisors. And the residence advisors, they live like in the residence hall. There's like usually one on each floor, and they get free room and board as well. But they the difference between them. Oh yeah. So they have like duty days and duty weekends, and once they're on duty, they like can't leave the hall at all. They just have to stay in there in case something happens. Whereas at the West Campus, if you're on duty, you can go anywhere across campus. Like you could go to the gym while you're on duty. You could go eat while you're on duty. Nice. Yeah, you just have to have the duty phone on you. So it would definitely give more leeway and freedom over there versus being an RA. And I wouldn't be opposed to being an RA, but it's a lot more work.
So are both of those opportunities for you then?
Yes, and then there's also, so right now I'm a DSA, like I work at the desk, but there's a DSM, desk service manager position. So you just be the manager of the desk, and that is also free room and board. So like I wouldn't be opposed to that one either, but
it sounds like a good option, especially if you're doing the hard schooling. It might be hard to come up with, money and time for a job outside of that, especially if you're doing advanced standing. So that might be a good option for you.
Yeah, and I definitely regret not doing it like this school year. So I moved off campus. Last year I was a DSA in Piquel, and all my staff was like, you need to apply to be an RA. Like, you're awesome. Like, I would do a bunch of crafts and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I didn't do it because I really wanted to live off campus because I felt like the dorms were just like, someone's watching over you all the time. There's rules and stuff. So I moved off campus, and I like the independence, but I regret it because I feel like there's a big disconnect. Like last year I was so involved like with the halls and events and planning stuff, And this year, like, I can't plan anything, but I like the independence of like living on my own. So that's why if I get put at West Campus, then I'll still be like on campus, but have my own independent apartment. So
Oh, you'd have your own apartment too?
I would get one roommate, and I can pick the roommate. But
Okay, that's not bad.
yeah, so I would have my own room and own bathroom, shared living room and kitchen. But yeah, so
Okay, so we haven't really talked too much about your program and like what you plan on doing with your future. So tell me what it would look like if everything goes as planned once
Okay.
you graduate.
So I would love for next year to get a job at West Campus for grad school. So then free room and board and all of that. I still have a scholarship through Ferris. That's good for 4 years. So since I'd be graduating like 1 year early, I could use that scholarship for grad school too,
Cool.
which would help pay the costs. Yeah. And ideally, I would love for my boyfriend to get the job there too, because we currently live together. So it would be nice to like both be in the same area again. And
be roommates?
no, we couldn't be roommates, but I mean, we could live like in the same court or the same, just like everything's by each other over there. And then I would graduate in summer of 2020. And I would hopefully go back home. I would love to get a job right away. For my senior internship in my undergraduate, I plan on going home to do it. So hopefully I'll make a bunch of connections down there. And I do have 2 or 3 family friends who are in social work. So I plan on talking to them. And I really want to get a job that works with children with autism, Down syndrome, all of that. And there's a 24-hour summer camp back home where they work with like children with autism, Down syndrome. So I kind of want to do that. Or ideally, I'd like to be in a school because my mom's in a school and she is a paraprofessional. So she works with adults with disabilities who have graduated from high school. So she helps them get into like college or get jobs and all of that. And she loves being in the school, so I kind of am leaning more towards that because that's what she likes to do.
That's nice that you sort of have a connection or like a guidance in that area.
Yeah, definitely. And she's kind of who got me interested in working with this population because when I was younger, my mom and dad both worked like the normal 8 to 5 hours, and a lot of times my grade school, like they would just have no school or snow days or something, so I'd go to school a lot with my mom and like go to her job and stuff, and she's been working with adults with disabilities for as long as I can remember, so I've always been kind of like around them, so that's what really got me interested in that field. So
that's really admirable.
Thank you.
Cute. So tell me a little bit more about your boyfriend. You did mention that you have a boyfriend. How long have you been in a relationship for?
In January it'll be 6 years. So
6 years?
Yeah, we met our freshman year of high school. So it's kind of crazy like how time's going by so quick, but he's like one of my best friends. It's funny because a lot of the times I feel like we're not even in a relationship. Like it's just so natural. It's so like joking. I could be myself, he could be himself, yeah. So it's really nice. And we actually both came to school here together because he was going into professional golf management. And Ferris is like a really well-known school across the United States for that. There's only like, I think 5 or 6 PGM schools, and Ferris is one of them. So we came in toward the school, and I was like, I'll just go with, and I loved it. So, and I'm so happy I came here. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you went to school with your boyfriend? It's like, but I chose to come here for me too because I love the class sizes. I love the professors. Like I'm having a great time here, so I wouldn't change any second of it.
That's awesome. Did you guys plan out like a future together, or like what do you guys foresee together? Have you talked about it?
Yes, definitely a lot. It's funny because people always ask me like what I want to do, and like, low key, my dream would be to be a stay-at-home mom, be a Girl Scout mom, be like all those like mom things because I love kids so much. My mom and dad had me when they were really young, so I'm like the oldest out of all their friend groups. So I'm always around like the youngest kid in their friend group is 5, and the oldest is like 13. So I'm always around like younger people, and I love them. So I want so many kids, but he just wants one kid. So
Oh boy.
I know, which
Well, you
kind
can
of
just
stinks.
spoil that one kid.
Exactly.
All your love.
Exactly. It's funny because I always ask him, like, well, why not? Like 2 or 3 or 4, and he's like, his right now his argument is because he has a twin brother and an older sister, so he was like, well, when I was growing up, we could never get like one player games or we could never do one thing. Like everyone had to do stuff together.
Right.
And I was like, okay, well, that's not really an excuse.
That's
but,
funny.
Yeah.
An excuse. Well, because there's never more than enough.
Exactly.
So, can you tell me some more goals that you have? Anything that you can think of?
Yeah. So I just really want to get a good job after college. So actually, I'm the second oldest of our family friend group. There's another person older than me, but I'm still like the oldest. So it's confusing because my mom's best friend, that's who like we're all our friend group is with, and they've been friends since they were like 4 years old. So that's where I'm all around the young kids. But then my mom's best friend's older sister had their kid when they were really young, so it's like the same position I'm in. Like,
Okay.
so she's 24, 25, and she like right out of college, right after her master's, got a job with 37.50 is like the pay an hour. So
wow.
yeah, so it's kind
nice.
of
Where's that at?
She's a speech pathologist in Elwood, Illinois. It's like a suburb of Chicago. So that kind of puts a little pressure on me that like she's the first family friend to get out of college and she got a job right away, and now like I'm the next family friend to like start to graduate school. So I'd love to get a job, like maybe not making that much money, but making a decent amount to where everyone's proud of me, and then get a house eventually, and then or get married, then get a house, or get a house then get married type thing, and then have kids.
One kid. Have a kid.
Have a kid, yeah.
Oh, those are some good goals, though. I think getting through school is like priority for you, and you did say you want to know the earlier. What did you say about that?
So you can apply before December 1st for the
And
masters,
you would know for
and you
sure.
would know for sure by December 15th, or you could do the regular application, which is like March, but I don't want to wait that long.
Yeah, might as well know ahead of time.
Exactly, and especially if I plan on getting a job on campus next year, like I need to make sure that I'm actually going here before
and
I get the job.
Yeah.
So
have you figured out your summer internship yet? Have you?
I have not. I have contacted a couple people. There's this one company by my house called Total Spectrum, and it does like home visits with children with autism. And I contacted them, and they said like by the time you get trained and all of that, that you're only going to be in the internship for like 2 months. So it's not really fair to the children to like make connections with them and then be like, okay, I'm going back to school type thing.
Right.
So I did mention the summer camp. It's 24 hours.
Right. And that's here or home?
It's at home.
Okay. So you plan on going home then for the summer or for your internship? Okay.
Yeah, I definitely want to make the connections down there, and I have like a nannying job over the summer down there too, and I'd love to do that as well. So yeah, I love kids, obviously.
That's good. That's good. So you mentioned home a lot. Do you think you would like move when you do go back home? Are you gonna live at home with your family, or do you plan on living on your own?
I plan on hopefully. My dad always jokes. He's like, "You're in college. You're not living here anymore." So I mean, I know he's kidding, but I would want to move back home just till I get a job and get my foot in the door, and then hopefully get a house and everything. But all my family, so like we live in Lockport. My aunts and uncles live in New Lenox. My grandma lives in Lamont. My other grandma lives in Orland. Like we're all within 20, 30 minutes of each other. So I would love to live like somewhere down there, like in Lockport, Lamont, Orland, one of those neighborhoods, Hinsdale, because they're all really close and we do a lot of stuff with our family. We're a very close-knit group, so I'd like to move somewhere down there. I don't think I would stay in Michigan, especially not Big Rapids.
Right. Have you talked with your boyfriend about the living situation as well?
Yes, yeah, he's fine with also like going home until we get our foot like in the door, I guess. And he lives literally 5 minutes from my house.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, so I could drive there and be there as soon as possible. So I'm not really too worried about that. I'm just worried about finding a job and like paying off student loans and all of that.
I know this is kind of going back to the beginning, but I remember you saying like you're extremely busy and it's almost stressful for you. Have you considered maybe dropping something? I know you said 3 jobs. You have 3 different groups you're involved in.
Yeah.
And school, 15 credits. That's a lot.
Yeah, I have considered dropping a couple clubs, but then 3 out of 5 of my clubs meet every other week, so it's not that bad. So like 1 week I'll have, I think it's 4 meetings, and then the other week I'll only have 3 meetings. So that's nice. And I feel as though I get everything done. Like Monday I have class from 9 to 5, and then my meeting at 6. Tuesday class I work from 9 to 11, and then I have class from 12 to 3. Then I work 3 to 6. So like I feel like it's all within like a normal day. It's like a 9 to 5 day, which isn't too bad because I know that's eventually like what I'm gonna have to do when I get a job. But it does seem like it's a lot at times.
Right, especially because you are in college and you do need time to like yourself and like unwind and do things that you enjoy. But you did say that you go to the gym. That's a good stress reliever for you. Do you make time with your boyfriend and your friends?
Yeah. So my boyfriend and I try to have 2 or 3 nights a week. Like, well, we have dinner together every night, but we try to have 2 or 3 nights a week that's just like us time. So we have one other roommate. His name's Ashton, and his girlfriend Kelsey is basically over like all the time, which is fine. Like they're both really nice people. And so we'll do a lot of stuff like all 4 of us, but then a lot of times Trevor and I just try to do stuff, whether it's like watching a movie or even just going to the grocery store. Like even if I don't need any groceries, I'll still go with him and stuff. So we definitely do make time to see each other, which also I feel like living on campus, I saw him more than living off campus because I feel like our schedules are so opposite. And like last year, I would have hour gaps in between classes, and I would just walk back to my residence hall.
Right.
Whereas this year, I'm like, there's no point in driving home, staying home for like a half hour and driving back. So I just stay on campus all day. So I do feel like I see him a little less. So we do put more emphasis on like our little date nights and whatnot. So
that's really nice.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I feel like we've gone over a lot of information today. So would you like to set up another appointment and maybe talk about future goals and all that stuff that you have going on?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll go set that up then.
Okay. Sounds good.
Not quite, but that's okay.